So let me start by saying, even though I don't know all of you, I don't know what you look like, I feel your energy. I am an energetic person. I go off energy, frequency, vibration, all of that. So when somebody comes on and is off, I get off. So I'm all about the energy, all about it. So before I go on live, I always ask God, I ask my spiritual team, please make sure you bring me the light. Bring me all the energetic presences that are going to be in alignment with me tonight. And I usually always get all the good energetic forces. Well, hello, good Frito. Thank you for coming. Welcome. So I just want you guys to know you're all in good company. You may not know each other, but we are all shining bright, these lights, and our vibrations are high. And so we were brought here together as one by all of our spiritual teams. All right. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dawn. The name of this page is Discovering Your Inner Light. I am a intuitive guide, and I help people who are beginning or going through their spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening means different things to different people, but for purposes of this live and this page, I help people who are experiencing phenomena that they can't explain. They're seeing repeated numbers. Their intuition is getting heightened. They're getting information from a source where they can't even understand how or where it's coming from. They are experiencing synchronicities, meaning their thoughts are becoming realities. All of these things that are happening as a result of the new earth, and people aren't quite equipped knowledge-wise to get the introductory information that's needed to kind of get you on your way on this journey of enlightenment and awakening. So I am a soul that volunteered to come on this earthly plane during this time to help people understand what is happening, why, and how to navigate through the process. Okay. So I'm not a pastor. Everybody, I love how people say, thank you, pastor. Thank you for the word, this, that. Not a pastor. I'm very flattered. But a pastor is a minister in charge of a Christian church or congregation. This has nothing to do with religion, what we do on this page. This is all spirituality. Now, most people have a different context for spirituality. That's why I want to make it clear for everyone watching. I use spirituality to cover any religion because I focus on the actual spirit body. All right. I'm going to show my picture. Y'all know I love to show my picture. This is what we focus on this page, the spirit body. This is the body that is underneath your fleshly body, your uniform that you're wearing, that you see in front of you right now. This is my fleshly body, but this is what I look like underneath. And so we focus on that part of us, the spirit body, and getting it in alignment through chakra balancing so that we are always connected to God and that we are able to always have our internal GPS activated, aka our soul, at all times so that we can navigate on our journey here on earth. Okay. So that's a whole lot of information at one time. All right. So I say all that to say this is all about spirituality, you guys, all about spirituality. And so if you have a different meaning or context for it, just kind of listen and see what resonates with you here, because you're here for a reason. Nobody ever just stumbles upon these lives or just happens to come. You were led here spiritually, either by God, an angel, a spiritual divine being that is trying to help you wherever you are right now in your process. Okay. So always take what you need, and whatever doesn't resonate with you, leave it right where you got it and keep moving on your journey. All right. Okay. So today we are talking about forgiveness. How about that? Forgiving ourselves as well as others. Now, I got to give you guys the big picture because I think people are not understanding how these topics come about in the live. The whole point of where we are as a planet is to evolve and increase our frequency and vibration so that we are elevating and vibrating to the level of God. All right. So how do you do that? You get your spirit body in alignment. And so right now, there are a lot of us, all of us, who have our chakras that are out of balance. Okay. Each chakra has a meaning. There are 7 of them, starting from your head all the way down your body. Okay. And each one serves a purpose. And so when each chakra let me get a better picture for you guys. When each chakra is lit to the color of its natural state, you get in alignment, okay? You experience enlightenment. So every topic that we do helps in each of the areas of the chakra, helps you to heal. Because all of us need healing, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't. There's no supreme being on this planet Earth. We're all humans going through an experience, having a journey, okay, while we're here in this universal classroom that God is overseeing. So tonight's lesson look, y'all got me saying lesson like this is a class. So it really is a life class. Okay, so we're going to use the term lesson. Tonight's lesson with forgiveness is going to target our sacral chakra. That's this one right down here, this orange one, right here, right in your belly area, okay? And your sacral chakra is your ability to accept others and new experiences. That's one thing. You're also going to work on some other chakras because you're going to work on your ability to be able to communicate better, to be able to connect spiritually. Like all of these chakras have different meanings. And as you heal each layer, you help to awaken your chakras and get them in alignment. So we've talked about, tonight is forgiveness. We've talked about like self-love and how to move past like hating people or loving people that you think you hate, and all these different type of emotional barriers that keep us at a lower vibration and prevent our healing. So every time we have one of these lives, we are healing a different part of us, therefore activating another chakra, therefore getting more in alignment by increasing our vibration. I probably tied all this in together for you guys because you guys probably didn't even realize all that. Some of you have been watching since April and probably never realized that was the whole point of each topic that we're doing. So I figured I'd shed some light on that because a lot of people who contact me one-on-one didn't get that concept. So I hope I'm making that part clear to you, okay? So tonight on forgiveness, let's talk a little bit about forgiveness. When we think of forgiveness, it's a process by which a person undergoes a change in feelings and attitudes regarding a particular offense or something that was done to them, and overcomes a negative emotion, such as resentment and vengeance. Okay. Usually that's when we think about forgiveness. Somebody's done something really, really bad to us. And, we got to find it somewhere in our heart to try to forgive them and get past it. That's usually our thought process, right? But there are 2 types of forgiveness, okay? We have self-forgiveness, where you release guilt and your attempt to try to be a perfectionist. And then there's forgiveness of others and forgiveness that you receive from others. So out of the 2, which one do you think we usually have more difficulty doing, forgiving others or ourselves? Well, I'm going to show you something tonight because you probably think it's easier to forgive others than it is yourself, but you actually aren't forgiving them. You're doing what's called false forgiveness. We're going to go through that tonight because a lot of you probably don't even realize that you do that. Ha ha ha. Do you actually realize though that someone can only hurt you if you've given them power over you? The only way you need to forgive somebody is if they've hurt you, right? But the only way that they can actually hurt you is if you give them your power. That's all we talk about here is our power, because we are magnificent, powerful, spiritual beings equipped with a spiritual body. This spiritual body is designed as a replica of God. It's all powerful. But because it's under these layers of skin, we forget and lose our power in our day-to-day life and situations. So first things first, you cannot give your power away. Somebody could shoot you, shoot you. Don't give them that power. Understand from lessons we've learned in the past that what they did to you is a reflection of what's going on within them vibrationally. Okay? It had nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Your healing, with the same example I'm giving you with the gunshot, your ability to heal from that gunshot comes from how well you internally are in alignment. Okay? So you could get shot in the leg, get to the hospital, and they go, ooh, wee, you should have died. That almost hit an artery. Like, how did you miss that? Guess what? Because you were vibrating high. And so when your frequency is high, it's very difficult for harm to penetrate you. All right? And if it does penetrate you, it doesn't penetrate you emotionally because you're aware and awakened to what is actually going on and happening. All right, so let's get back to the power thing. All right, so when you realize that when something affects you from something that somebody did to you, is an example of sucking up your power, you can easily overcome it. I want to give you an example. There was a woman in a grocery store. Her child was acting up. And so, as a child does, he said, I hate you. Leave me alone. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. So I'm not a parent. So I'm not minding my business. I said, oh, did that hurt your feelings because he said he hates you? She said, no, because he doesn't have my power. I didn't give him my power. And I said, well, Dag, it's your child. And, he said he hated you. And she said, first of all, he's 8. That means nothing. And second of all, even if he did hate me, I'm reprimanding him for doing what I know to be wrong. And as a parent, that's my job. And she said, he has no power over me as it comes to discipline. So that example stuck with me because in our real lives, it's the same thing. Your spouse could cheat on you. Somebody could steal from you. But how you handle it determines your power. So we are always apt to respond with emotion. That's our first key as humans in this human body. We respond with emotion. But when you respond with this spirit body, emotion doesn't come first. You sit back, you think, you connect with your higher self, and whatever is done to you, you ask for the higher meaning of why it was done. And your emotion or your reaction will be different than it would have been if you would have reacted immediately. Okay? That's controlling and keeping your power. How you respond to what is being done to you. All right? All right. Next, stop trying to forgive on your own. I get so many people that come to me for one-on-ones. They tell me about their life, how this person did them wrong, this person, they don't want to go around them. Their family is this, that, I don't want to be bothered with. Just all kind of scenarios where they are tired of being misused, mistreated by other people. And then they'll say, but I forgave him and I moved on, but I'm not going to forget. Now, y'all know that's what we say. You say, I forgave him, but I can't forget. Well, guess what? With that remembrance usually comes an emotion. And with that emotion comes an effect to your vibration. And with the effect to your vibration comes an effect to your physical body. And with the effect to your physical body comes ailments on you, to your physical and mental health. It's a domino. It's a domino. So when you say, I'm trying to forgive, but I can't, or I can forgive, but I can't forget, erase all that, okay? When you get in situations where you need or you want to, I'm not going to say need because it's your journey. It's whatever you want to do. When you feel like you want to forgive, then stop trying to forgive and just say this one simple phrase. I want you to say, Dear God, or higher self. Talk to yourself now, because that's what he equipped you with. This is your higher self, your higher body, the one that is connected to God, is made out of the likeness of God. Talk to yourself, and I want you to say, help me forgive and to find peace. Amen. Period, point the blank. Help me forgive and find peace. Amen. Amen signals to God and the universe, you take it over from here. That's all I can do. I'm done. So amen is like the period, the point, the blank, the end. And once you do that, watch it work. Watch the magnificent manifestation of how your emotional well-being starts to change when you deal with the person, when you deal with the situation, when you deal with the circumstance. All of it starts to change because you set the intention. You said it. You said, look, I can't do this. I'm having a hard time. I'm going to need some divine help. I'm going to need God. I'm going to need the universe. I'm going to need y'all to step in. Step in and help me forgive and find inner peace. Do it. And guess what? It's done. It has to be done. It's the law of the universe. Whatever intention you set and put energy behind it, you put energy, aka emotion, energy in motion, it has to manifest. It has to. But what we put our energy in most often, is the negative. The negative emotion. Every single time. And we don't realize that when we do that, same law applies to negative. You put it in motion, energy in motion. Here we go. So take that forgiveness that you're trying to give, make it a positive intention. A positive. Help me, give me peace. Go for it. Do it. And it's going to happen. I promise you guys it will. I promise. But sitting around, reflecting on what happened to you, complaining about it, telling 99 people about it, trying to get their opinion and input, playing with it in your head over and over again, it's energy in motion. It's energy in motion. You will continue to feel it and experience it because you're putting the energy in motion in the universe. This body is energy. It responds to your energetic thoughts. Do you understand that? Everything that you say in your head and with your mouth is like talking to this. You're telling this what to do, and it responds accordingly. So it's no wonder people come to me, oh, I think I'm depressed, or I've been diagnosed with depression. Of course you have, because you have put so many things that you're sitting and pondering about from 15 years ago, 10 years ago, 3 years ago, over and over and over again. These thoughts, this energy in motion is like a Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel. It goes over and over, round and round and round, and it keeps playing and following you. And it only stops when you set the intention for it to stop. That's your power. That's all you have to do. I almost feel like when I try to explain this to people in terms of power, you're like Power Rangers, you're like superheroes. You have the ability to activate this guidance system within you. This is like your activation system. When your chakras light up, your superhero cape and your abilities are in play. And that's what happens with these emotions. When you put that intention out, you light up. All right, let me explain something else to you guys, which I didn't do before. Let me go back to this picture. So you have chakras inside your body. These are your spiritual centers, energetic centers that work on different things in your body, okay? This outline that you see, these different outlines are your aura fields, okay? This is what is like right now I'm sitting here. You can't see auras, obviously. Some people can. Some people their third eyes are open and their chakras and they can see auras. But if you were to see my aura, you see all these different colors around me right now. Now, how bright they are depends on how bright or how high I'm vibrating, what frequency I'm at. Because if your frequency isn't high, this outer layer of energy, an aura, is dark. All right. It's like a shade, like a gray or a dark or black. Okay. So the goal is to vibrate, multicolors, lit up all the time. And you're always connected to God, no matter how bright or how dim your light is. But you know when you're vibrating bright, when certain things start to happen in your life. And we talked about that on past lives, like how you manifest quicker and how things start to happen to you as your vibration increases. All right. So I just had to piggyback on that to let you guys know that. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so I told you guys that sometimes you forgive, but it ain't no real forgiveness. It's false forgiveness. Okay, a lot of narcissists demonstrate false forgiveness, or narcissism in itself can mask itself as forgiveness. So let's go through that. One way that we do false forgiveness is sometimes we forgive to be the dominant one in a relationship. All right. And not just a man, female, or, significant other relationship, any relationship. It could be coworker, friend, any kind of relationship. So when you forgive to dominate, you will tell someone something like, if you hadn't have done X, Y, Z, I wouldn't have had to forgive you. So you throw it like back at them. It's a way that you can continue to have power and dominate the relationship by basically acting like you've forgiven them, but still putting them at fault. You see what I'm saying? Letting them know, if you hadn't have done this, I wouldn't have had to forgive you. But I forgive you anyway. So that's a kind of a false forgiveness. So if you're trying to balance this sacral chakra and to get it to light up and that bright orange, you do that kind of forgiveness, that ain't gonna work. It'll still stay dim. All right. So another way that you do false forgiveness would be if you try to blame someone else when they didn't even do anything wrong. Like they call this gaslighting or false blaming. You will say something to somebody that you often believe to be true yourself. It's a lie that you've tried to make it true. And a lot of times this happens with people, and it's a way for the person to get out of taking accountability. All right. They'll put it on the other person. All right. And tell this extravagant truth as they see it. And then blame a person for something and they ain't even do anything wrong. And then they tell them, but I forgive you though. And you be looking like, but I ain't even do nothing. Like, what you talking about? But that's their way of compensating or not taking accountability for what they did. So it's gaslighting, so to speak. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term, but it's when you blame someone else and they ain't even do anything wrong and then you forgive them. All right. How about when you forgive to signal that you have virtues compared to others? Now, okay, I used to do this, so I'm guilty. I don't do it anymore because I'm very aware now. I'm awakened and aware. But this is where you continually proclaim to other people that you've forgave the person to draw attention to yourself, as if like you're better than other people because you forgave somebody. So you're like, it's superficial forgiveness. So before I awakened, I used to always say, somebody would do something to me. I go, but that's okay. I forgave them, because you can't let other people do things that's going to bring you down. You give this whole explanation like you self-righteous and you all above everybody else. And so you did the big thing by forgiving somebody, like your virtues are better than everybody else. And so, you'll hear people do that a lot too, like forgive just to make themselves look good. It ain't really a real forgiveness, but it's a forgiveness just to make themselves look good in front of the masses. That's false forgiveness too. All right. I don't do that anymore, but I think I used to do that quite often. So glad that I realized that was not a real act of forgiveness. I'm human. All right. How about when you forgive yourself and keep doing something that you shouldn't do? Okay, how many times we do this? Let's do an example. You spend your rent money on buying something you shouldn't have bought, all right? And then you forgive yourself. You say, well, I deserved it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. We do that too. And that's okay. That's all right. But then you keep doing it over and over and over and over again. You forgive yourself each time. Like, shoot, I deserve this. Like, why can't I go buy this and blah, 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 blah. And I'll just, pay on this date we kind of justify our actions, our forgiveness. We forgive ourselves for doing it, but we keep doing it over and over and over again. You've done that before. You've done something that you shouldn't have done, or maybe you regret doing. And that's okay. You did it the one time, but then when you keep doing it over and over and over again and keep forgiving yourself each time, are you really forgiving yourself? Or are you really just trying to justify your actions? So that's an area of false forgiveness as well. All right. Now, when we talk about narcissism, okay, I'm going to get on narcissism because narcissism will take all these chakras and literally make them collapse, because there's so much involved in narcissism. And you guys have heard me talk about narcissism a lot, because it's the total opposite of empathetic, or being, I was going to say empatheticness, but I don't know if that's a word, but it's the total opposite of being empathetic. Okay, so if we had to define narcissism, it is seeking gratification from vanity or egotistical admiration of one's self-image or attributes. Okay. Now, remember, any characteristic that you have, if I'm looking or talking to somebody that's a narcissist, or someone who's a narcissist, you're not a bad person. Not by any means. It's just that all of these characteristics, different characteristics that we're talking about, will have an effect on chakras. Now, a lot of narcissists, to my surprise, know that they're narcissists. I thought they didn't realize they were narcissists, but a lot of people realize that they are and proud of it. And that's okay. That's okay, because that's part of the experience that you're having while you're here. All right. So how do we recognize a narcissist when we see them? Okay. Let's go through a little bit of characteristics. Okay. Very grandiose, a sense of self-importance, and they exaggerate their achievements and talents. Okay. That's one of the big signs. Big signs. They often dream of like unlimited power, success, love, brilliance, beauty. Not such a bad quality, but when you take that dream of having unlimited power and success and use it to the detriment of someone else, then that's where it kind of gets a little shaky. All right. Narcissists often require excessive admiration. They love for you to say, oh, I love how you did XYZ, or I really admire how you blah, 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 blah. Love a lot of that kind of talk. All right. Almost need it. Almost if you don't give it, they will react, and you'll know like, oh, let me hurry up and compliment before she, has a fit, or let him know XYZ, or, he may get upset. It's almost like they thrive off of it. They believe that they're special and unique, and that they should associate with like special people or high status people or people of influence. And they lack empathy for the feelings and needs of others. All right. They expect favorable treatment. They sometimes will exploit or take advantage of others so that they can achieve personal gains. Now, I went through this list and you would think, oh my God, this is a bad person. Like who would want to be a narcissist, or who would want to be around a narcissist? Well, let's look at it from our spiritual lens. Let's look at it from this. If you have a narcissist, and we go through some of these characteristics that I just went through as it pertains to them, let's not look at the physical, the outer. Let's look at the internal. What is that soul or spirit body conveying to us through all of these characteristics? What lessons do you think that soul is going to experience during this life journey? You can already tell based on the characteristics of that person, some of the experience or life lessons that are getting ready or will show their way or appear in this person's life. Okay. Based on what I said, probably that person will be put in situations where empathy is going to be at the forefront, where you have to put yourself in other people's shoes constantly, over and over and over and over again. All right. And the same can be true for an empathetic person. The person who's the total opposite, the person who can feel and who can always put themselves in other people's shoes. One of their life lessons will probably be you can't please everybody. You can't make everybody happy. You can't change the world. Their spirit body will be working on that lesson. Do you see how this works? So there's no bad characteristic of anybody. It's just, what is that soul learning during their time here? We all have different lesson plans, as I like to put it. Our souls, everybody's soul has a different blueprint. We all have different paths that we're taking. We all have different lessons to learn. We all have different experiences that are going to be lined up coming our way. And so each time you encounter these soul beings, because that's what we all are. Everybody down here has a soul. When you encounter these soul beings, before you respond with emotion, respond with your spiritual awareness. Because remember, we're still not giving away our power. We're holding our power. Even in the presence of a narcissist, we're holding the power. Even in the presence of someone with all the characteristics I just said, if you're awake and you're aware of why they are the way they are, what they're going to be experiencing while they're here, it makes your response to anything that they do so much different than it would be if you were asleep and not knowing. Okay? So I have to bring narcissists up because they're the hardest people for people to forgive. The absolute hardest. Well, guess what? If you are aware of someone that is a narcissist, or if you are a narcissist, how about that? Be aware that establishing boundaries is very key in this type of situation. Arguing a point with someone who's a narcissist is useless. I don't even think you should even attempt it. Because if you're dealing with a soul that has not yet learned or experienced how to see things from someone else's perspective, then arguing is not going to get it. That's a waste of your energy and your power. So don't do it. Set your boundary of what you want to experience or how much you're going to experience in the presence of this person. If you even want to be in the presence. But if you're in this presence of this person, how much and what are your limitations in dealing with this situation? So you don't even have to get to the point where you're forgiving if you know ahead of time what the situation is and what you're looking at and what you're dealing with. So forgiveness is the after effect of an emotion gone left. That's all forgiveness is an emotion that you had that kind of went left because you didn't see what was happening in that moment when it was happening to you. I'm telling you, y'all, this spiritual stuff is deep. It is really, really deep. It gives your life so much more meaning and purpose and understanding that it changes the game. It changes the game while you're here on this planet. So enlightenment, is the key. We're going to get real enlightened. We're going to open every chakra, or we're going to increase all our energetic vibrations. We're going to connect directly with the source, aka God, at all times. and receive divine knowledge and wisdom. You don't have to be special to get knowledge and wisdom. You don't. All you have to do is be connected. Doggone it, just say connect. That's all you do at any time. Say, okay, God, connect. Activated. You are immediately activated at all times in any situation where you feel confusion, you feel doubt, you feel uncertainty, you feel like unassuredness. Anytime you feel like you're in a situation where you don't know how to get out, you don't know what is happening and why, you don't know which direction to go, stop. Remember that deep breath that we talked about. Take that deep breath in and out. Get these chakras woke, because that deep breath wakes everything up. Start talking to your higher self, aka God. You're talking to your higher self, which is your spirit body, which is made in the likeness of God, which is you and God connecting. Get in there and talk. Talk through it. Say what it is. Set the intention. Say what it is you want guidance to. And then let him give it to you. It's coming. The guidance is coming. Is it going to come at that moment? Maybe. Will you get a thought in 5 or 10 seconds after that? Possibly. Will you be directed? Or will something come to you that answers that question in that same day, the next day, an hour from now? Yes, the answer is always coming. You must understand you are divinely connected to God like never before now. You are in the new era, the new age, the new dimension. He's right there. He's always been there. But now the energetic vibrational frequency that connects you to him is strong. Do you hear me? It's stronger than ever before now. Because why? Why do I need to say it again, people? Because what? We're at the end. Now, when I say we're at the end, that doesn't mean this year, next year. The end could be we're in the last 100 years, the last 200 years. Whatever the end is, we're in the end now. And we have to wake up and start using our powers, our abilities, using our spiritual resources. You have these resources available to you all the time, but you must get out of your fear. You must get out of your not knowing and not believing, and you must start using it because you're going to need your spiritual resources as you move on this earth. Now, if you're watching this live, you're in your 60s or your 70s, and you think, oh, I ain't got much time. Well, guess what? If you on this live, you probably got a lot of time. That's why you're on this live, because it's still stuff that you got to do that you're going to need your spiritual connection for to help you navigate to do it. Because I'm here to tell you, 100 years old is now the new 70 years old. So y'all better get ready. We're going to live longer because we're going to have information, knowledge, and wisdom downloaded to us to help us do that. Self-care is a must now. I don't know about y'all, but I'm into anti-aging. I'm going to not age as long as I can, because as long as these spiritual forces are guiding me, directing me, showing me, you need to do this, pull back on that, go walk and do this, go get this done. You will get the divine guidance to direct you for all of your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. Everything that you need to keep and sustain you here is at your fingertips. I signed up to be one of the souls to help you realize what's at your fingertips so y'all can start using it and stop relying on other human beings like myself to give you the answers and for you to follow. That's the mentality. That's the regime we've been used to. Okay, we go, we sit, we listen. Somebody tells us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, what you need to do, and then you do it. That's not going to work anymore. You're going to activate your internal GPS. get your guidance, and it's going to direct you to where you need to go to get the answers and the assistance that you need for your experience. Because nobody else is having your experience but you. So can't nobody else really tell you what to do but you. Because you're having it. Okay? So that's where we've been lost in the past. We've allowed humans to tell other humans how to do their human experience. And we can't do that. My experience is not yours. All we can do is share our experiences, okay? Share and listen to what resonates with your soul, with your spirit. Take it and use it so that you can move towards your purpose. Because we all got a job that we're supposed to be doing down here in this new earth. We all do. And so if you're here right now in this lifetime, you're here because you chose to do a job on this new earth. You accepted a position in this new time, in this time right here of awakening. You said, hey, I want to go down there. I want to go and do something. Okay. Well, here you are. I don't care how old you are. You're supposed to be doing something during this time or you wouldn't be here. You'd be gone. Okay? So understand that. Souls are leaving now. I don't know about you all, but I've experienced a whole lot of deaths. Family, friends, a whole lot of souls are leaving during this time. Okay? Because they didn't sign up to stay for this new earth, this new transition, this new end of days. They opted to leave. Okay? So if all of you are seeing that people are starting to die, people are getting sick, people are like in massive quantities, it's no coincidence. This earth is changing. This vibration is changing. Some souls will be leaving. But if you're here, you have a purpose. So I'm going to help you if as best I can guide you. Now, I'm not going to tell you your purpose. That's the difference now where we are. Nobody can tell you what you should be doing and what your path is and what your belief is. That's the most important. Generational beliefs are leaving now. We have usually gone by the belief system that was passed down to us. You know, like I told you guys, I was Christian. You know, that's all I knew. My mama, my grandmama, my great-grand, it's one of my family over and over and over and over down the line. That's what we did. And although there's nothing wrong with any religion, all religions are great. They all have a divine foundation, all designed to get you to your higher self and to your highest being and your connection to God. All religions are good. But I know all the religious people getting ready to hate what I'm getting ready to say. Keep those religious beliefs, but you must now give a little more emphasis to the spiritual body. You must start to look at the spiritual essence of who you are, because the spiritual essence of who you are is what's going to guide you through this time on this planet. Okay? We're moving away from the flesh. We're getting up out of this fleshly uniform. All the material, all the outside. That's why our world is upside down now, politically, health-wise, financially, because we're moving out of the material, out of this physical being that we've been in for thousands of years. We're going to come on to the spiritual. It's coming. It's coming, you guys. We're transitioning slowly but surely. Okay? So it's important at this time that you guys start to get tapped in to your spiritual self. You got to start taking care of your spirit body, because your spirit body is controlling everything within you, outside of you, because you got these chakras working inside of you, and then outside of you, you got this auric field, your energy field outside of you. All of that is determining your guidance system, your path. All right. Whew. Y'all, I done got hot. That was a lot. Now, I bet you didn't think we were going to cover all that on forgiveness. It's probably not where y'all thought we were going to go with this whole forgiveness thing. But I need you guys to understand what dealing with these different emotions, how dealing and healing from these different emotions are going to affect your overall well-being. Okay, starting with your spiritual well-being. You get that spiritual well-being together, you got everything else together because it's who you are. It's the foundation and of who you are. Oh, look at you, Black. I just said that spirituality is the fundamental foundation in this life and the life after. Baby, we right on. Look at that. Same time we said that. Excellent, Black. We in alignment. Perfect. Same thought. We got the same download at the same time. That's what I mean by a download, you guys. When you start speaking, that is you receiving spiritual knowledge and information. It's coming through that energetic system, through that, out through your mouth. That's exactly what it is. That's something else I got to do. I think we got to talk about that too. Receiving information and translating and doing that, because a lot of you are asleep on that. You get guidance all day long. Guidance and enlightenment. And some of you don't even pay no attention. You're not aware. You ain't listening. You ain't doing. So I might have to address that because that's very important for you to understand. Okay, let me open it up for some questions, y'all. Anybody got any questions or comments or anything about what we've talked about tonight so far with forgiving, with chakras, with energy, with vibration, with healing, anything? I see a lot of new faces or a lot of new names tonight. Welcome. I love you all for at least taking the time to come and see what the heck this thing is about and what we're doing. I love it. And most of you I know watch the replay, so I'm very grateful for that too. But thanks for coming tonight. Any questions from anybody so far? Whew. Helen says, belief in our higher power seems to be key. Absolutely. You must understand that you didn't get here just by chance or circumstance. You are a replica of the most highest being on the planet or in the dimension, in the universe. So you must understand and always know that you can connect to that. Gail says, I just feel real different in this time. I hope when you say real different, Gail, that means different in that you're kind of like not understanding what's going on, or it feels a little awkward, but not different in terms of bad, I hope. Because we're all feeling a little woo-woo like right now because our whole world is being kind of transformed. So you should feel a little different. Should you be in fear of how the feelings with these vibrations? No, never fear. Fear is never an option. So we will never fear anything. If you feel, because you'll know how you're vibrating based on what you're attracting. You know, I know when I'm vibrating low, when I don't feel good, when I'm sluggish or I'm tired, or I attract people who gossip, or or people who are angry easily, or I'm pulling that in. You're pulling all that in energetically. So you kind of know where you are energetically by how you feel and what's coming into your presence, your energetic field. So if I get a phone call from that person who all they do is gossip and talk about people, I know I'm pretty low because I done pulled that in. I done pulled that call in. And then just the opposite too, Denise. I know when I'm feeling good when, I walk outside and I find a quarter. I'll be like, woo, wait a minute, I'm doing great. Or you get up and you got extra energy, or your intuition or psychic abilities are heightened and you could see what's to come. You know you're vibrating high. So yeah, you can tell where you are based on what you feel and what's coming in your existence. Helen says, I'm not here by accident. Never an accident. You're always energetically aligned with where you are. So you're in alignment with whatever this information is that you're getting, because your energetic field knows that you need that now to move you on where you're going in your vibration. Self-care does help pay attention more. That's what I've noticed. Absolutely. You have to do self-care. Y'all better find some kind of self-care. I don't care if it's reading a book, sitting on the porch, taking a bath. Find something that you connect with yourself with, and you be still and give yourself time to yourself. You have to do that every day, or there's no way your spirit body can get what it needs to function properly. And we never do that. That's something we don't do, is self-care. Yeah, that's how I feel, like an extreme transformation. Okay. So recently my neighbor's mom passed, and I felt her presence grab me to say goodbye to her flesh. I brought an apple outside during that moment. It was a new feeling I never felt before. Beautiful, Jamal. Beautiful. You are going to, in this new dimension, you're going to feel spiritual energies like you have never felt them before. So the fact that you felt that deceased person is right on point. Never fear it, though. That's the key. Don't fear it. They're a spirit. You a spirit. Nothing to fear. Andrea says, I'm having issues forgiving a narcissist. So it is, Andrea, there it is. So it is amazing that you talked about that. I feel as an empathetic person who puts others first, I'm finally getting to put myself first and learning my value. Working on forgiving myself for staying so long is hard. Easier to forgive others. Tips. You just said tips. You just said the tips. You just did it. You said that as an empathetic person who puts people first, and you're not used to putting yourself first, you're learning your value. You're working on forgiving yourself for staying as long as you have, and trying to make it easier to forgive others. Well, how do you do that, Andrea? You remember your power. Your power is understanding that person's journey and where they are energetically, the lessons they're trying to learn to get their frequency up, have nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing at all to do with you. Okay? When you realize that why they did these things to you has nothing to do with you, you can forgive automatically. Because in your mind, you're going, okay, that soul is working on this, and this. Let me get out the way and let them go ahead and work on that and get that together. It has nothing to do with you. So when you realize that you ain't got to forgive, all you got to do is what? Put that boundary up and step away. That's all you have to do. And you're an empath, just like I'm an empath. Took a long time to learn that. But your goal is to increase your energetic vibration. Not get them together. Increase your vibration so that when you encounter, you won't attract that if you increase your vibration. You'll be so highly vibrating that when that person, that narcissist comes to your path, they'll make a sharp left. Because them energetic fields are going to clash. Okay? So work on you. That's the whole thing. Don't worry about forgiving them. You work on you. Can you be too angry to forgive? Only if you realize that, only if you don't realize that there's no need for you to be angry. It's not. Because again, just like I told her, whatever that person did to you to make you upset has nothing to do with you. Remember, how you respond to it is your power. What they do to you is them. What's going on with them? So you can never be too angry to forgive. What did we just learn? We learned to step back, look at that soul part of them and say, oh, what are they going through that they had to do this? Because it ain't got nothing to do with me. They going through this, and this. And that puts your emotion, that energy in motion, out of the way. So you can't get angry. You can't get angry. If anything, you start to express sympathy and you feel bad. So, yeah. And then when we get to forgiving, you guys, we get so wrapped up in the word forgive. You know, like, oh, I better forgive. Forgive just means getting that energy balanced within you so that it has no more effect on your power. That's what forgiving is. Getting yourself together. Not them, you. So you get them energetic forces lined up. You get your chakras vibrating. You get your self-care together. You get your frequency raised. And forgiving them, it'll be the least of your thoughts. It won't even be in your energetic field. Am I false forgiving when I may indeed say I forgive an individual, but yet and still when I think of or talk to a specific person, I still feel slight anger? How will ever I overcome this feeling? It's really draining. First, you got to realize, why are you angry? Like, first of all, whatever they did to you, Was it actually them doing it to you, or them trying to deal with what is off balance within them? Do you understand? When you hold it and you keep the anger, they got your power. They got your power. They're draining you even more. So you first have to learn how to identify when someone does something to you. What is it that they're working on within them? I promise you, when you realize that somebody else is trying to learn how to become more empathetic, or trying to develop humility, or trying to learn how to be more understanding, or trying to learn, when you see all the stuff that their soul is working on, trying to learn, you won't be upset. You won't. You'll walk away and look at them like, you keep working on yourself. But the only reason you're responding is because you're vibrating low. Work on you, increasing your frequency. Get out there and do your self-care and get connected with you. David says, fear is false evidence appearing real. Absolutely. That's why there's no such thing as fear. Nothing at all should make you afraid, because it's not real. We can't fear change. We must accept change, as that will lead to deliverance. That's exactly all. That's all change is moving you forward to your higher purpose, to your higher place. That's all change is, getting you out of your comfort zone and moving you to your divine place. We take a lot of things too personal. Absolutely, we do, because we look at it through the lens of this flesh instead of this. We have to start looking at it through that spirit body first, because it changes the game. Step back and let the highest above. That's right. There is no such thing as a bad person. It's just different people on different lesson plans with something that stood out to me a lot. Thank you. Marta, if you got that, life is going to be great. It's going to be wonderful, because you're going to look at every person as a lesson plan. Every person as a soul. That's the one thing I want you guys to do. Stop looking at the outside. Stop looking at somebody's physical appearance, their hair, their weight. Don't do that. You got to look at the soul and the spirit, because that's what's dictating the outer appearance. When you see someone that is overweight or obese, that inner being is dealing with a lot, okay? Probably emotional issues, self-confidence issues, like all kinds of things this soul is dealing with. Don't look at their outer appearance. Look at their soul. That's what you got to look at first. If we all looked at each other as souls, we'd have heaven on earth. We'd be one step closer to heaven on earth. That's the whole point of this new era. You do understand that. That's why this whole universe was created. What this planet was for. We were supposed to come down here and create as above, so below. We were supposed to get this planet as divine as we could get it. So we've been trying that for millions, thousands of years. But the antiquated systems that we've had in place, and belief systems that were all fixed to keep us in the dark, are moving out the way so that we can do what we need to do. How do you balance the vibrations that's moving through your mom's body? Because not used to feeling this way. Did you mean to say moving through your mom's body? Oh, mistake, mom, not for sentence. Moving through I don't understand. I got real confused on that one, Denise. Yeah, I got confused on that one. I'm sorry. I don't really understand what you're saying. You guys are coming with some good stuff, though. You're coming with some good stuff. Are you understanding, though, that the feelings that you're feeling, the things that you're going through, it's all about getting you to be the best you, because none of this stuff will penetrate you if you are at your highest vibrational frequency. No, Mom. No, Mom. How do you balance the vibration that's moving through your mom's body? I can't, Denise, I don't know if you're asking me about the vibration in someone else's body, because I don't, yeah, let's skip that, because I'm getting all confused. I'm sorry. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm really not getting that. You may need to ask me that one-on-one, okay? And then I can better answer it. But But once you guys get you together, your walk becomes different. Your emotions, remember, that's the whole point. Keeping your energy. What are emotions? Energy, emotion. If you can get aware of your emotions and you can attack your emotions, you can be aware of why you have these emotions. If you can do all that ahead of time, forgiveness doesn't even come into the picture. Okay? You only do that when you're caught up in your human uniform. That's part of the human uniform. So let's get moving. Let's get these spiritual bodies together. All right? Let's get these souls elevating forward. And then we won't have all of these emotional issues. That's why we're going through these healing sessions, like I like to call them. We're getting insight and wisdom into these spiritual concepts so that we can heal this spiritual body and we can go ahead and live this life and do this purpose and move forward easily and as smoothly as possible. All right. Any more? I am so excited about learning more about myself. But amen, Janelle, I love that. You excited. I get excited too. Look like every day I get something new. You will never stop learning about you. Ever, never, never, as long as you're here. Because as long as you're in this human body, you will still get revelations revealing. You will still get information being revealed to you the entire time you here, honey. The entire time. Until you get on over to that next step after this life and review all of this stuff. Ooh-wee, I knew to join class today. I needed this. I'm forgiven, but pain lingers sometimes. Well, you know what, Elisa, you human. It's okay to linger for a little bit. But you got to move forward. Remember what we said. Set the intention. Come on, God. Come on, higher self. Help me forgive. Get rid of this pain. Find peace. Amen. Let's move on. And you will. You just got to set the intention and put that spirit body in motion. You're really putting it in perspective on how to find inner peace. Well, Helen, I'm glad. Every time I do these lives, I go, now, did I say that right? Or maybe that wasn't clear. Or I should have did this. And then my higher self says, it is done. It is well. Like, stop lingering on it and move on. All right. So I want you guys to do this for me. These topics come to me through divine intervention, okay? I get them and I say, okay, that's what I'm going to do. But I want a little input from you guys, all right? I want you guys instant message me, even people on the replay, instant message me questions you have, or things that you're curious about, or just anything. And let me kind of look and see where you all are and where your heads are, where your souls are at this point. And let me see if I can, make this a little more functional, personal, and a better experience for you guys, because it's all about your experience. So please take the time to do that, okay? And then I'll see you guys as always Monday evenings, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then you guys on the West Coast, I don't know, 3 hours behind, 5:00 p.m. I have enjoyed you guys. It's always a pleasure. Please keep coming. Tell your friends, share it, do something. The more souls, the better. And then let's all move forward. Let's keep being a part of each other's experience and let's keep going forward. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Have a good night. And I will see you next Monday. Good night.